So, you just bought a new planner, and whether it's an awesome budget-friendly planner from Hobby Lobby or an expensive one like an Erin Condren, you know that how you set up your planner determines how enjoyable and functional it will be for you over the next year. If you just start slapping things down on the page without a plan, you probably won't like the way it turns out. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to map out your personal spread, pretty up your planner, and I'm going to give you a few tips that don't take much effort, but will make a big difference in how your planner feels and functions in the long run. So if that sounds good to you, go grab your planner and your favorite beverage, and let's jump into the first step together. I have here with me today my brand new Laurel Denise planner. I got to design the layout of this planner. This is my dream weekly layout. If you want to see the whole review video on this planner, plus Laurel Denise's entire launch this season for academic year, in which she introduced 3 new planner layouts, go check out my launch video. We will link it down in the description. And just so you know, I always have a 10% off code with Laurel Denise. You can use it over and over again on every single purchase. So don't forget to punch that in at checkout. And every time you use my affiliate links down below to go to a planner website and you make a purchase, you are helping to keep my channel going more than you know. Thank you so much for using my affiliate links. I have not set up this planner yet, and we are going to set it up today. The step 1 that we're going to go over is mapping out with sticky notes. Now, this is going to be kind of for how I plan, but I feel like it's going to help anyone. You're going to pick up things in this video that you may not have thought about, or ways to set up your planner. Now, if I'm just switching and the next year I'm using the exact same planner, I won't always do this. I still think it's very helpful because you might want to change up where things were going in your planner. But for a brand new planner layout, I definitely think this is a must do because this is a brand new planner layout to me too. I thought of everything I like to have in my planner, and basically I just took my Amazon little sticky notes here, 2 by 1.5 inch Post-it note brand, and I just took a Sharpie marker and wrote on here all the things that I like to include in my planner. I mean, I don't know all this for sure yet because I haven't used it, but mapping it out like this and thinking about it helps. And then the first few weeks, you can use it the way you mapped it out. And then as you use it, you'll decide if that worked for you or if you want to switch where you put things. You could even save your sticky notes because I feel like after the first few weeks in a new layout, you're going to be like, okay, now I've got a feel for it and I might want to switch up where things are because certain things are working, certain things aren't working. So you could redo this mapping out sticky note process. So my top 3 for the week, I've really had to give this some thought because my first inclination is to do my top 3 kind of on this weekly column. So it's right up in front of my face, but I'm really not sure. As of recording this video, you guys, I have not jumped in, to start using this planner yet. I actually have another one, a second one of these that I am redating, and I am starting to use the week that it launches. So I've been thinking about this a lot. I think I'm going to do my top 3 up here, and then I'm going to see how it feels. My to-dos for the week, for my daily, I already know this for sure. They're just going to basically go in the middle of the columns. I'm going to save about that much room. I don't think I'm going to draw a line, but I might draw a line across. We'll see how it works. The top will be reserved just for if I have appointments or big things for the day, like anything outside of the house, my gym days, my shopping days, my errand days, doctor appointments. I like to leave that up here. So if that's blank, then I know I have nothing out of the house and I have no appointments where people are coming to my house. So those are kind of like my out of the house errand or timed or appointment things. So I won't write anything up top there. I do actually like to utilize my monthly for this notes column. It's a lot of times where I'll write like any just monthly lists, and I like to have a monthly top 3 up there, like the most important things to get done that month, because I often will flip there. We'll talk about these little tabs from Laurel Denise. You actually get 2 sheets of them in here, and they're just really pretty stickers that you fold over. If you don't want to have monthly tabs that stick out, which I really don't want to on this planner, I kind of love this because if you want to flip more easily, you can see your tabs right here. All right, let's see what else. My weekly focus. Where do I want all my energy, more of my time maybe to go, like with my health or with my family? And I don't always write this in my planner because a lot of times it seems personal, my goals and my weekly focuses. But if I was putting it in my planner, I think I would just put it like right down here. I think I would have my top 3 and then my weekly focus. And down here are basically all my other weekly lists. Like I will generally have a work list down here. That's why I love this area. And then I actually think I'm going to stick some habit trackers down here. I habit track for the year, but sometimes I just need to see right in front of me how many times did I go to the gym that week to do my PT, things like that. I'll show you my habit tracker in a minute. My monthly list. So that's just going to go right here. So I'll have my monthly top 3 and then any just monthly list. Basically, I consult my goal planner for these because my goal planner is not only like my personal heart goals, but it is just projects, things that need to be done, plane tickets that need to be bought for my college kid. Just those things I'll also put in my goal planner, mapping out by month. If you want to know about my own personal goal planner, how I've made a notebook into my goal planner that continues on every year, I will link that video down in the description for you. A monthly focus. Like I said, I don't always have this in my planner because it seems too personal and I'm always having to flip through my planner and share it. But if I had a monthly focus, I think I would put it here. But I don't know, it makes more monthly top 3, then I might do my monthly focus and then the rest of the monthly list right there. See, as you're placing the sticky notes, your mind is really thinking through it and you're like, would I like that better there or there? So it really helps you to give you time to think through it. I already know that all my appointments go up top. Like I said, I save about, that much room, a little bit less than the sticky note. So I already know that. I don't always list out dinner, but I put this for anyone else to think of because we just do kind of meal prep for the whole week. We just had a whole Patreon call where we talked about this actually. I love my Patreon group. We have a Zoom call every single month. They get extra videos there, exclusive videos, and early launch videos when I can. So if you're interested in checking out my Patreon, that is down there in the description too. And there's no commitment. It's just on a month-to-month basis. But we were just having this discussion about meal planning and how we did that in our planners, but just in general, how we did it. And we're all in such different stages of our lives. So right now we just do one big weekly meal prep with like veggies and protein. And we just make sure we have all those staples in our house and we can all make up the kind of meal we want out of that. But if I was listing my dinners, I would probably put them down here at the bottom across. I can always write down here somewhere though, like just what we have for meal prep that week. So I can remember kind of what I have to put together, but I honestly don't need that in my planner because I can see it in the fridge and I made it. So I know what it is. But I just put dinner because I was kind of trying to make this video, not just for me, but for everyone to think about. My weekly lists will just go down here too. So my work list, my weekly list, some weeks, like if I have a lot of phone calls to make or errands, I might make a whole separate errands list or a separate phone calls list, but that changes up week by week what I have to do, what my different weekly list categories are. And that's why I love this blank dot grid space at the bottom because I can make it whatever I need it to be for that week. And like if that week I don't even fill up one whole side, I can just write a quote or a gratitude there. And then the next week I might fill up this whole bottom section with weekly lists. So I don't always record the weather every day. One possibility is to put it up here in this little box. I think it would fit very nicely. Even if there's a holiday, I could easily fit in the weather in that box. But I could also stick the weather just down here, like on the last line, since I'm not really using that for dinner. So I'm going to put dinner here for me. That's just an idea for other people. If I listed my meal prep for the week, it would like just be down here. Like, what do I have to eat to make meals out of? And my weather right now, I'm going to stick down here, but we'll see where that ends up going because that is definitely another option for me to stick it up there. So that is my initial mapping with sticky notes. And as I go throughout the rest of the setup, I'm just going to let them sit there. And then, like I said, my first few weeks in the planner, which will actually be in April in a redated one, I will see where everything falls and how it works out and then see where I eventually want everything to stay. Now, I talked about having a weekly habit tracker because I think I do want one in here right now, especially for tracking my PT, number one, because I don't use a yearly tracker for that. And if you want to know about all my trackers and why I do a yearly tracker for some things, that is in my goal planner video too, my goal planner setup, which is already linked down there. So I could either have this go in the column right here. These are in my digital download shop. I'll put the link down here. It's actually linked through a Patreon store, but you don't have to be a patron to purchase from that store. Anyone can purchase from that store. And this file comes with other habit trackers in it also. Here's the weekly one. We have monthly ones. We have 100-day ones. We have the yearly ones. They're drops because one drop at a time. Every day is a drop in the bucket. Since I'm going to have my weekly focus here, I actually think I'm going to put my habit trackers here. So I actually think I'm going to use one of these horizontal ones, at least for the first little bit. And we'll see where it morphs to. I actually probably won't track 4 habits, even though it has room for 4 on here. And the other one has room for 5, because right now, what I'm really just concerned about is continuing my PT for my shoulder. I have a torn labrum, but it's been doing really well with PT and with peptide shots. But that is something that I've just been putting in my planner to see weekly. And so I did put this little summer washi tape here down there. So I think I will put my tracker right there. And I just love to use these Scotch dot rollers to put things in. These are just off Amazon. I will put an Amazon link down there for you, but just give a little roll and just stick this baby down here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll stick it right next to the summer. And then maybe in the future, if I'm using this tracker, I won't stick something down in the bottom corner. But like I said, I'm figuring out this planner. So I really don't know the way I want it set up yet. But these are the things that go through my mind as I'm setting up a brand new planner layout. All right, number 2, let's talk about pre-stickering and pre-washiing. Is that even a word? We don't know. I've already washied up July. I think all of this washi tape, almost all of it, is from Planner Perfect. If you want to know all about Planner Perfect, I always share my monthly boxes on Instagram, usually as a reel when they come in. But the only way to get her washi tape and stickers is in her monthly sub boxes. There is a box that is just accessories. It's washi tape, stickers, and her tip-in cards if you don't want her whole journal and planner set. So these are all from Planner Perfect. I love the way that layering looks. When I designed this planner with Laurel Denise, I was adamant about having room for a washi strip up top. I love how it came out, you guys, because I love having that little bit of seasonality up there. It's color, it's comfort, it's happiness, it's joy. It brings in the season or the holiday, and I just absolutely love it. And if you don't use it for stickering, I feel like it looks good blank. You could write the weather above each day there, or you could write your workout. Like you could utilize it as space for planning, or you could write your teenage kid's work schedule up there or someone's birthday up there. So you could utilize it in different ways. If you don't want to put a strip of washi tape, you could also write a quote or a gratitude up there. There's so many ways you could use it. I just feel like it's a great space, a great little border to have up there. So I hope you guys who bought this planner also love that part of it. And I do just love how there's a little space in these boxes too that you could put the weather or your dinner or your workout, depending on what small thing that you want to put there. It's just so great. Okay, let's move in. So I have decorated July, and I will probably also add some stickers, but I like to leave a lot of room for functional planning. So if I go through and put any stickers, it might be one like down in this corner. It might be one on the bottom of Sunday, because I generally don't have as much going on Sunday to list out. Or if I just want to wait until I've used it a little bit longer and figure out exactly where things go to add stickers. But I have all my like June and July and August washies here that I've saved from all my Planner Perfect sub boxes. And I do group them by categories in these drawers. These drawers are from Michaels years ago. They are just specific washi tape drawers, and they go into a little drawer unit and they work so perfectly. I will find you some like it on Amazon. Highly recommend them. So these are all my fall, as you can see, and that'll be so fun to go in and washi up. So I'll probably sit down for a fun time, while just you're running a show or a movie that you love, and I will washi up all through December in this, and probably throw in a few stickers too, but not too many stickers because I don't want too much of my page taken up. But let's see what we would want to put on the week of July 4th. Here are some fun July 4th stickers. So like I would just go in here, and you can see why this is a fun activity to do while you're like watching a movie. Oh, I just have to do this one for the 4th of July. And like on a holiday, generally, I'm not going to have any appointments or anything. So I'm just going to stick my sticker straight up there. So that's going to be my sticker for that week. And yes, I'd love to sticker up all these pretty stickers all over, but then I wouldn't have room for my functional planning. And if you've watched any of my own planning videos, I do put an update up here every quarter of my planner stack and how my planning's going and what I'm in. I'll put my most recent stack video down there in the description also, so you can find it. And we make a playlist every year so it'll be like my 2025 stack updates, and you can see that whole year. And I have one for 2024 and so on. If you go watch my own personal planning, you will see that I don't have room for a lot of stickers. I like to leave room to use my planner functionally. But let's see what kind of goes with this sun and wave thing that I have going on for this week in July. I mean, I just love the beach so much. I cannot pass up using this sticker. These are just beautiful because it's Jenny's artwork. They feel pretty special. And I actually think I'm going to stick, you know what? I'm going to go right here with this one. I just like it. Right there. Then for this week, we just have, we have some of my favorite washi tape, the seashell and the sailboat. So probably to go with those. I do have some of her other stickers in one other book, and I just have not pulled it out. But I think I'm loving the beach hat for this one. And I think I'm just going to throw it like right there. And see, it just makes me happy to be in that week. I feel like what season we're in. We're going to do the fun flip-flops with like what are those pops called? The bomb pops? I'm not sure what we called those as kids. Let's stick a little flip-floppy in there. And then we're going into the last week of July here into August. Okay. And here are some stickers that go with that. Oh, I love that. That is a washi, that beach girl. Let's see if I can pull her out to show you. See, Jenny's artwork on these washis. These are actually 3 of my most favorite washis. I know it's not what this video is about. And Pierce is going to be editing this video and he's going to want to edit this out for you guys. So let's see if he does. It's up to him. I think you guys are pretty lucky for his editing because if not, you could hear me rambling for a lot longer. Anyway, these are my favorite washis from Jenny. It is like stunning artwork on a washi. Let's pick one of these to go. The starfish. It has to be the starfish. I really love the kiwi lime pop, but I feel like I want to stick with the blue motif here and the starfish. So cute. And we're going to stick that right there. So you can kind of see what I'm going to do throughout my whole planner. And I do love to have it stickered and washied ahead of time because when it comes to the week, I will not have time. I will not have time to pull all this out. It's not in my routine. I know a lot of you guys do, and you might be a whole sticker kit person, and you might be someone who doesn't decorate at all, and you turn to your week and you just functionally plan and it's pen and highlighter and that's it. And I have planned like that a lot before too. So whichever way you plan that makes you happy, it makes me really happy to have these seasonal pops in here. And yet I won't pull it out every week. I won't even want to pull it out every month. I know myself. So if I know I'm going to be in this planner, which I do, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to fill it all in. All right, number 3, something else that I do in here, which is a teeny tiny step, but I feel like it's really important, is with Laurel Denise, you can pick a Sunday or Monday start. Whichever one you pick, it's the same in your monthly layout and your weekly layout. Well, I have to have a Monday start on my weekly layout, which means I have to have a Monday start on my monthly layout, which I actually don't mind anymore. I've gotten quite used to it, except since I use the Ashley Shelley and it only comes in a Sunday start. And I leave my iCal in a Sunday start for that reason because all these appointments also go in my iCal. So I like to highlight around these weekends, even though I'm not using this monthly a lot, but I just go in and write, maybe what happened with appointments and stuff that month. The highlighting around the weekend is something that one of my friends taught me. And you could use a highlighter or a marker. I really tend to like highlighters the best. And I just pick some color that blends well with that month. And it really helps it stand out to me. And it helps me not to make a mistake where I'm writing something. Because in my mind, goes, okay, yep, that's the weekend. So I go through and I will highlight all my weekends on my monthly spread like this. It helps my mind wrap around it. And a lot of times I will highlight my weekends on my weekly spread. Now, I definitely do not have to do this because my mind definitely has my weekly spread in my head. Like Monday is the weekly start, Monday through Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday. It's in my head, but for some reason, sometimes I like to see the weekend highlighted. It just separates it from my brain. And I just kind of like it. I also like to use a little bit of a lighter highlighter most of the time. I've tried it with markers and usually they're just too dark for my liking. And I'm not saying that's bad, but it's very hard for me to do this where I'm sitting with the mic. I was worried about getting that line there and being able to see well enough to do this without moving off the screen. I feel like not only does it add another pop of color, which I personally love, but it's just like, oh, boom, that's the weekend and you see the rest of the week. So I will probably do that as I go through and decorate, definitely to the months. And maybe I'll do, like my first whole month of weekends. And then I know I won't want to do all that at once because that's a little bit tedious. And then I might do my next month, like 1 month at a time, highlight the weekends on the week if I'm really liking that. All right, number 4. The next thing is putting in those sticky notes for events and travel school days off, any big things you know you have going on. Once again, I'm not going to go put those on my monthly layout. Most of you guys, that's probably where you would put them. I've already put all those in my Ashley Shelley on my monthly layout, as you can see, way far ahead because it's friction pen and friction highlighter. And I've already have appointments, dentist appointments, doctor appointments, big events, plane tickets, and some things are by sticky notes, but everything else in friction, so it could be erased. So I do pre-plan ahead in this monthly, and I do also pre-plan ahead in my iCal with those things. So I'm going to take those big things though and go ahead and put them in my weekly with sticky notes. So I needed this here to be able to consult. And that means in my weeklies, like I said, a lot of you guys will be doing this differently because you actually use your monthlies. But I'm going to go put in when we're all going to the dentist. So I'm going to find my dentist one. And I don't use friction in my weekly, at least not right now. I have before, but sometimes I just want to use something other than a friction pen. Like I love my Right Tech pens right now. Right now I'm using a Right Tech blue pen in a 0.7. I know that may be a little bit juicy for a lot of you, but I also love the Right Tech 0.5 pens a lot. Although this friction pen is my very favorite of all time. It feels amazing in hand. You can replace the ink to any friction ink you want, and this just feels so good. This was a gift from someone. It was from Jet Pens though. I will find it on Jet Pens and link it for you. We'll find it. Right now I actually have a Passion Planner blue erasable ink in here. I like the juicy blue ink for this calendar. It stands out. Sometimes it's a little too juicy, but you can see how bright it is. It's brighter than the friction ink. So who knows where we'll go, but I can switch this ink out to anything I want. So I do love this friction pen, but I like the way normal pens write better. So in my planner, I just use normal pens and whiteout tape when needed, because I also love to use real normal highlighters because friction highlighters only come in so many colors. And I have a ton of mild liners and I like to just use those colors. So right now I'm not using friction in here. I have all my favorite Right Tech pens saved in my planner favorites in my Amazon shopping, which is linked down there too. All right, so now we're back to the point of I go in and put these on because I'm not using friction pen. And so I don't want to write permanently in. Usually when I fill out my week is like, you know, the week before in my kind of weekly reset, which I just did a video about my weekly reset and how I do that. What do I do to wrap up one week and move into my new week? We'll link that weekly reset video down below. So I will just leave the sticky notes until it's like it gets time to write it in permanently. So right now I will just go through and I will put all these in where they're supposed to go, September 29th. All right, so now I have all those placed in there. That's something that I really don't have to do with the way that I plan because I always have this to go by and this is what I'm consulting when I go in and set up my new week in my planner. But it's nice to have the big things already laid out on the pages in there in sticky notes. And I also think it's really something you want to do for sure if you're using your monthlies in your planner to go lay out all those things by sticky notes. Or if you're using friction pen, you can actually write them in. All right, the very last step is go in and look at your old planner then. So this is the planner that I've been in since January. And I am switching because my collab planner came out. If I didn't have a collab planner come out, I would stay in this Hemlock and Oak because it was working really well for me, but I like my collab planner the best. So you can see my planning in here and how I love to mark things off. But what I would do is number one, you can go through and see, it reminds you what was working and what wasn't for when you're mapping out with sticky notes. But also you can go back and look at holidays. You can look at, you know, around your October time, your December time, your Easter time. What are some things you did with your family that you want to make sure that you include? You can also remind yourself, when was your last well visit? When was your last dentist visit? And pick those things out of your planner so that you can record them and know when you need to make your next dermatologist appointment, those type of things. So looking at your old planner can not only show you, you know, how it worked for you and decide how you're going to set up this planner, but it also helps you to just bring in those doctor appointments, dentist appointments, things that you might forget about. And personally, I actually use my monthly for that. So yeah, you can see how busy some of my months look on here, but it works so great for me. Ashley Shelley has this in the front of her monthly. And so you might want to do that in this space in the front of your planner where you have your 12-month setup right here, where I like to just write like big doctor things. So like our dermatologist check-in, my well visit, our dentist visit, those big things. So I write when we went, and that way it would be all on here. That's what I would use this for if I didn't have this. And that way I can go back and really easily see when those were and when I need to make my next appointment. Even if this wasn't in here, Ashley used to not have this overview in here. It would just be a notes page, and I would just use a notes page to write those appointments in. So you could use that here, or you could just use a notes page at the back for that. That wraps us up. My planner is pretty much set up, other than I'm still going to go in with my washi tape and my stickers. But other than that, I have got my planner set up and ready to go for this academic year. I am so excited to jump into my Laurel Denise collab planner. To be able to design the spread exactly the way I want it has been nothing short of just enthralling for me. Thanks for joining me for this setup video. Let me know down in the comments if you're an academic year planner or if you're a calendar year gal. Even if you're a calendar year person and you're not switching out your planner yet, you can always go in with sticky notes and rethink how you're using your weeks and where you're putting different information. Anytime you can go in and do that in your planner. Also, I know people who use their notes pages in the back for lots of different things like budgeting or for their goal or for keeping track of like seasonal household chores. I don't do any of that in my back planner pages right now. That's all in my goals notebook that I've mentioned in this video. So, but if you are using those back planner pages for some of those things, then you would want to map out with sticky notes too, where and how you would use those notes pages to make sure you have enough room for what you need to keep in your planner. So think about all those things. Let me know down in the comments if there's something you do when setting up your planner that I didn't do here. I'm sure there are things, because we're all so different. We all need different things. So let me know down in the comments if there's anything different you do when setting up your planner, and let me know if you're an academic year or a calendar year gal. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of others. And let's take a deep breath together. Take another one here while I'm talking. I'm telling you, just like 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you are going to instantly feel calmer. Go sit out in nature if you can. Take a walk if you can. I promise you it will help put your problems in perspective. And if no one's told you lately, you're doing a great job. We're all doing the best we can, and beating ourselves up about anything is actually not going to help us get any better. Let's continue to progress, and we're all here for each other. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.